Good Saturday morning, Looney Tunes fans. It is I, Trevor Thompson, the self-appointed Looney Tunes Critic, in here with ya, watching the Abominable Snow Rabbit. Abominable, that is. Oh my goodness. I don't think I can begin to actively, yes, Maurice Noble, co-director extraordinaire. I don't think I can accurately describe how familiar I am with this cartoon. I'm sure that I have in some capacity because this cartoon is featured very strongly and prevalently in, as I've said before, my absolute favorite of the paste-up features, Daffy Duck's Quackbusters. This part obviously was not obviously necessarily, Trevor, but this great drawing, this great long pelican beak theory of Daffy's was not in Quackbusters, but in fact, this part was reanimated for Quackbusters by the lovely and talented Nancy Beeman. But obviously she didn't do this, so why talk about it? But yeah, I saw this cartoon a lot, an awful lot, mainly because of Quackbusters. And I gotta say, it's pretty interesting because they managed to, Nancy and I think even Mark Kausler managed to ape the style of the early 60s Chuck style, as it were. And yeah, they had to reanimate. They had to find a new reason for Daffy to be wearing that pink top. That reminds me of that layout, by the way. That reminds me a lot of Frank Tashlin for some reason. Okay, let's talk about Hugo. Hugo the Abominable Snowman. Well, first of all, the title of this cartoon is a reference to the movie. There was a 1957 horror film called The Abominable Snowman. Sorry about that. My soundproof mic just made a noise. But mic mount or whatever it is. But anyway, as I was trying to say, Hugo is he's the Abominable Snowman in this of the title here, or Snow Rabbit. He's the Abominable Snow character, man. Hugo, but he's basically Lenny from John Steinbeck's Of Mice and Men. Chuck had a kind of an obsession with that novel, because let's just say it, because you really can't address it, you can't say it necessarily. But for lack of a much better, more woke term, Lenny was retarded. And, they had even worse terms for it in the 40s and I think it was the 30s. I don't know how old that book is, Steinbeck's Of Mice and Men. But I do know that if you go back, 20 plus years, Chuck's influence of, on a cartoon by Lenny, it's evident in the Tex Avery cartoon, one of the last cartoons that Tex did before leaving the studio, The Heckling Hare. In fact, it was the last, pretty much, cartoon that he did at Leon's. But the dog is also, I killed the poor little bunny rabbit. That was actually a reference to Lenny as well, because Chuck saw the comedic possibility of the character, and he wasn't yet the director that we all loved him to be, but he did. He knew that there was a potential for comedy in the character, and he knew that in his mind at least, Tex was the best place to go in the studio in 41 for comedy, which is true, I guess. So yeah. By the way, this cartoon, Dave DePatie is producer around this time. This is probably the end of of the level of quality that DePatie did, because as we all know, he was around for a while in the beginning of DePatie Freeling. Although a lot of people tell me that the Pink Panther shorts are pretty damn good, and I've yet to fully indulge. Although Greg Ford is working on a Blu-ray, a Pink Panther Blu-ray, so I'm sure I'll get my hands on a copy of that, and all will be realized at this late age in my life. But yeah, this cartoon is almost over, but it's all over the place in terms of availability: VHS, DVD, Spotlight Collection, Golden Collection, this VHS called Bugs Bunny, Big Top Bunny, Quackbusters. Everybody loves this cartoon. I do too. So thanks to John Hardell for requesting it and for being patient, and we'll see you next week.